everyone. This afternoon we are going to, we're going to continue. It's a beautiful day today. Sun is out. So we're going to do the INFJ'S. We're going to talk about when they're under stress, what loops and what grips they fall into. So let's start with their loops. So their loop is NITI. Okay, so they're using two introverted functions. Okay, they are bypassing their FE. Their FE is responsible for, not rocking the boat, keeping the harmony, connecting with people. INFJs, they desire to connect with people and they use their FE to do that. But when they're in this loop, this NITI loop, they're not connecting with people. They're not, they're not their usual warm-hearted people. They have that warmth too, like the ISFJ. They have that warmth that they emit out. And people are drawn to them because of that warmth. People seek them out for advice on relationships or human dynamics, and they give good spot on advice, because they're using their FE, they're using their NI too. Okay, so when they're in the NITI loop, also they are bypassing their SE. SE is what helps INFJs to keep themselves grounded, to be present, because since they're not using their SE, like they're bypassing it. SE is their anchor. SE helps them to stay grounded, to be present. And so when they're not using SE, NI, they're off in NI land. It's a whole different world, as I have said for INTJs when I did a video on them, on their loops and grips. They have SE last too, and when they're not in it, they're in a whole different world with NI, and that's the same with INFJs. It's a whole different world, and they're not anchored. SE's the anchor, so they're not present. They're not really present. They're off in la la land. They're in their heads, constantly. The TI part, they're overanalyzing things. They're getting analysis paralysis, just like the ISTPs and INTPs, thinking way too much. They become really cold, and this is not normal for them. They are warm-hearted individuals, but when they're in the NITI loop, the TI makes them cold. They're not as approachable. Generally they are. People are drawn to INFJs. Because they're approachable. INFJs, they hold space for many types of personality types. They hold space for many types. Just INFJs accept the other types. They don't judge them. They accept them for who they are. And INFJs, they hold space for that type, for that person to tell their story. to trust that the INFJ is, really, going to give them good advice and has their best interests at heart. Okay, but NITI, their loop, when they are stuck in that loop, they can become cold. They are not focused on connecting with people, because TI is not about connecting with people. TI is about analyzing things, analyzing a theory, analyzing an idea, analyzing a concept, analyzing an insight that they have come up with. TI is not about connecting with people. TI is not about keeping the harmony, not rocking the boat. So when they're in the loop, they're not their warm-hearted self. And so that is how they are under stress. That is their loop. Now let's get into their grip when they're under a lot of stress. Now they have their SE grip. Okay, so when they're in this SE grip, they are not using NI, introverted intuition. They're bypassing it. They're not using FE, extroverted feeling. They're not using introverted thinking. So they're just using SE. So SE is normally, for a healthy INFJ, one that's not under stress, SE helps to ground them in reality, because their NI can sometimes they're just in their heads and thinking about things, mulling over ideas or concepts, or they're thinking about how they can make sense of something using TI, to see if it makes logical sense, if it's consistent, or if it's not. And their NI, which helps them to know what would be a good path for them to be on. It helps them to visualize, to picture that in their mind, what their life is going to be down the road, what they want to do, how they want to live their life down the road, and what goals INFJs are going to use down the road. But when they're in the SE grip, they're not thinking about introverted intuition. They're not thinking about their future when they're in the SE grip, because SE is not about the future. It's not future oriented. NE is just in the here and now, and that's it. So they're bypassing, their dominant function, what they use the most, to help them gain insights, and to keep on that path, that they want to stay on. It helps keep them, forward thinking or forward looking. So they're bypassing that. They're bypassing extroverted feeling. Their dysfunction. It helps them to connect with people. you know, to make to have meaning and purpose in their life, and to find ways of having meaning and purpose in life. And you know, they don't like to rock the boat. They want to keep the harmony. That's FE, and they're bypassing that too. They're introverted thinking. They're bypassing that. Yeah. So you know, introverted thinking is helping them to, you know, to figure out if something makes logical sense, or you know, if it doesn't. You know, but and it keeps them objective. It helps them in their life, you know, to make sense of things, you know, and to find the logical consistencies, or to spot inconsistencies, you know, to think logical. Okay, so yeah, INFJs are bypassing TI too when they're in this SE grip. So when they're in the SE grip, they are overloading themselves with sensory details, sensory situations, just like the INTJs who have the SE grip. The same thing. INFJs, when they're in the SE grip, they overload themselves with SE sensory. They may go and do things that are risky that they normally wouldn't do. When they're in the SE grip, they overindulge in things, food, entertainment, or they become so impulsive. They go on shopping sprees and just buy tons of things because they're being impulsive. That is part of being in the SE grip, because SE, when it's an unhealthy function, you know, people that are SE DOMs or have SE second or somewhere in their stack, they're going to be impulsive. They're gonna, you know, not make good decisions. They're not gonna think things through. They're just gonna go and do something that, you know, they don't really do. You know, say like, you know, INFJs, you know, go on a shopping spree. Normally, healthy INFJs don't do that. They don't overindulge in clothing or things that they don't really need. You know, this is my perspective. You know, INFJs and INTJs, you know, both those two types don't like they're not materialistic. They like to keep their life simple, minimalistic, you know, not complicating life. When you have too much stuff, when an INFJ is in the SE grip, they're going to go on shopping sprees. They're going to buy this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, and then they realize, you know, why did I buy all this? You know, it's, you know, I'm not going to, if it's clothing, I'm not going to wear it. Or if it's books, how am I going to find the time to read it? You know? So that, yeah, that's, you know, INFJs, when they're in the SE grip, they're overindulging in things, and they're overloading themselves with sensory experiences or details. All right, my time is going over here. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm going to say goodbye.